because this historic rights deal is set to see the famous Páirc Uí Chaoimh renamed. And of course, the stadium is named after the former GAA Director General, Pádraig Uí Chaoimh, who led the association for about 35 years. And I want to hear listeners' views on this today. Donal Ó Caoimh, who's Pádraig's grandson, is actually with us on the line. Donal, how do you feel about your family name being dropped?
Hi, Andrea. Many thanks for inviting me to talk this morning. My grandfather embodied the empathy, hospitality and community spirit of the essence of the GAA. His dream was inclusivity, to have a GAA-owned pitch in every parish. Under his stewardship, the number of GAA clubs doubled in the country. The GAA became the biggest amateur association of its kind in the world, and the GAA final was brought to New York. It's galling to me that SuperValu would consider making the eradication of my grandfather's legacy a condition of sponsorship. The gateway is open for the sale of our heritage and narrative for profit. My grandfather's story inspires young players to dream. You take away the absence of focus on money and corporations from games, and you've lost what makes the GAA unique. The cornerstone of the organisation is volunteerism, not corporations.
Okay, so the association, Donal, have talked about the fact, and I've heard, some of the commentary around it, around the funding deal, or the funding that they need and the sponsorship, I suppose, that's required. Like it's quite a substantial amount of money. Take a listen to the Cork GAA CEO, their secretary, Kevin O'Donovan. He was talking to Tommy Rooney on Off the Ball just back in December about the debts facing the GAA in Cork.
For the board and the officers, it is a daily task to address the debt. What has changed in the last few months is we now have a 25-year repayment plan with Croke Park. So we have our Bank of Ireland loan, 20 million, Croke Park debt of 10 million, Cumulukla scale more specifically. So the 30 million number is real. It's not a black hole, it's real. And we now have a 25-year plan where the county board will pay that off in quarterly instalments, annual amounts. The stadium will need to wash its face as well, though. So in a non-concert year now, we have to establish a break-even position, and then when concerts come, let them be a windfall, go into our reserves. But the idea that concerts can pay off the debt is questionable. The stadium needs to break even, and the county board will actually have to pay off the debt in the long run. But we feel we can generate that 1.2 million a year in profit and pay it off over the long term, because we mustn't disenfranchise our teams, because the best way of making the stadium a success is All Ireland's, and the best way of paying back the debt is All Ireland's. So it's to speculate to accumulate as well.
Okay, so Donal, there's you've heard the level of debt that has to be repaid, and I suppose one way to try and do that is to look at the renaming rights of the park. So can you understand why the association have to do this?
I understand the importance of raising funds for the sustainability of the GAA, but there needs to be sensitivity to history as well. The fact that the Cork County Board meeting tonight will debate the proposal behind closed doors for the first time is profoundly undemocratic. The argument that the presence of the media at this meeting would be inappropriate and that they're banned to prevent open and transparent debate is nonsensical. You have to look at what the park and the name of the park means to the people of Cork and to Ireland. The stadium is part of who we are as people. It's in our DNA. And it's woven not only into our sporting history, but into the cultural and social fabric of us as a society. And I suppose my key concern is, this, if you look at the entire debt that's being discussed here, that the 30 million, the proposed name change will only cover a tiny small fraction of this. And I hope I suppose,
It's still going to be, to the best of my knowledge anyway, from what I can see today, it's SuperValu Páirc, as in PAFAIRC. So that element of the name is going to remain. It's just the Caoimh bit that's been dropped.
The word park is in the Irish translation of the word park.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But if we actually look at what for us, you see, as Irish people, it's about what the meaning of my grandfather's legacy means. It was what the fact that I suppose we have now transcended, in terms of the GAA and its reach. It's a volunteering organisation.
Yeah.
It's extremely meaningful. Its depth and its breadth and the connectedness that exists within the GAA, particularly in the context of all the different challenges that we face now in Irish society. And to remove my grandfather's name and his meaning, it's not. This isn't about me. This is about what it means to be as Irish people and what our story and legacy means. And I suppose what's particularly concerning is if you look at the Cork, the mayor recently came out in complete opposition of this as well. And it's been met by, I've just been tweeting about this in response. I'm on holiday at the moment to Tenerife and I've just learned about it. But it's been met with broad anger and dismay.
Okay, well, I want to hear actually from, listeners today about this. Sorry, Donal, just clarify for me. When did you hear about the renaming?
I heard about the renaming last night, like everybody else, through the media.
Oh, it was just last night you heard about it?
Contacted. Nobody in my, to my knowledge, I've contacted my extended family, and of anyone that I've spoken to, no one was contacted or even informed that this proposal was being debated.
So first you heard about it was when it emerged on social media last night.
Being actually asked what our thoughts are in relation to it.